He got a video of me with 3 guys from years ago. Now he's acting like I lied about who I am. What would you do if the man you loved suddenly turned cold, after seeing a video from your past you didn't even know existed? A video that someone planned for him to find. He says you lied. You say you've changed. But now, secrets are surfacing, trust is crumbling, and someone in the shadows is pulling the strings. Was it just a jealous ex? Or is the man you trusted hiding something too? This isn't just a story about love, it's about betrayal, identity, and a past that refuses to stay buried. Stay with me, because things are about to get wild. It started with a text, just one message that turned my stomach inside out. We need to talk. I saw the video. That was all it said. No context. No name. But I knew exactly what he meant. My heart dropped, and for a moment, I couldn't breathe. I hadn't thought about that night in years. I'd buried it so deep, convinced it would never resurface. But somehow, it had. And now, the person I cared about most was looking at me like I was a stranger. When I met Marcus, things felt different. He wasn't like the others. He actually listened. He asked about my day, remembered the small things, made me laugh in the quietest moments. For the first time in a long time, I felt safe. I felt seen. I didn't feel like I had to explain my past or defend who I used to be. I thought maybe, just maybe, this could be something real. But that illusion shattered the moment he confronted me. He had a video, one I didn't even know still existed, showing me with 3 guys at a party from years ago. I was younger then, reckless maybe, but not dishonest. I never claimed to be perfect. I never said I didn't have a past. But now, Marcus was acting like everything I told him was a lie. Like the person I am today didn't matter because of who I used to be. What hurts the most isn't the video. It's not even the judgment. It's the look in his eyes, the way he pulled away from me like I was contaminated. As if one night from years ago erased every moment we shared, every word I spoke, every truth I dared to show him. I wanted to scream. To explain. To remind him that I'm still me. But his silence was louder than any argument. He just kept asking, "Why didn't you tell me?" And I kept thinking, would it have mattered if I did? Now, I'm left standing in the middle of a storm I thought I'd escaped, wondering if love really does disappear the second it faces something messy, something real. And the worst part? He still hasn't told me where he got that video, or why he waited until now to bring it up. Marcus wasn't just some guy I was casually seeing. We had been talking for almost 8 months. We met at a friend's housewarming, and from the very beginning, it felt different. He asked real questions about my childhood, my dreams, my fears. And I answered them all, honestly. Or at least, I thought I did. I just didn't think the past had to be spelled out in detail unless it was still part of my life. I'd changed. That video wasn't who I am anymore. But when Marcus looked at me after seeing it, it was like everything shifted. He looked at me like he didn't know me at all. I kept trying to piece together where the video could have come from. It had been years, back when I was in college, still figuring things out, still healing from things I never told anyone. That night was a blur, one of many wild parties, where nothing really mattered in the moment. Phones were out, cameras always rolling, but I never imagined someone saved it. Or worse, that they'd hold on to it for this long. The real question was who had it. And why now? Someone had to go digging. That wasn't something you just stumbled across. And if Marcus didn't find it on his own, that means someone sent it to him. But who would do that? And what would they gain by tearing this apart? I tried to ask him if someone showed it to him. He didn't answer directly. He just said, "I didn't think you were like that." Those words hurt more than the silence. Like he'd put me in a category based on a version of me that doesn't even exist anymore. Like one video could wipe out months of getting to know me. And now, I can't help but wonder, is someone trying to ruin this on purpose? After that night, things between us changed. Marcus didn't say much, but his silence said everything. The way he paused before touching me, the way his eyes flicked away when I tried to explain, like he couldn't look at me the same. I kept asking myself if this was about the video itself or what it made him believe about me. Did he think I was pretending to be someone I'm not? Or was he more upset that I didn't tell him first? I started going over every conversation we ever had, every moment we shared, trying to find where I might have given the wrong impression. But I never lied. I just didn't volunteer details that I thought were long gone. And maybe that's where I went wrong. Maybe I should have told him about my past before someone else did. But there's another layer to this. A week before Marcus got the video, I had a weird DM from an old college friend, someone I hadn't talked to in years. It was casual, nothing strange at first. Just a "hey, been a while" type message. But now I wonder if that was the beginning of something. A warning. Or a setup. Someone knew how to shake things just enough to break the trust between us. Marcus still hasn't told me who sent in the clip. I don't think he wants me to know. Maybe he's trying to protect me, or maybe he's protecting them. Either way, I'm starting to feel like this wasn't just some accident. Someone out there wants to remind me of who I used to be. Or punish me for walking away from it. And the worst part? I can feel Marcus slipping further away, and I don't know how to stop it, or who I'm really up against. I couldn't let it go. The more Marcus pulled away, the more I needed to know the truth, not just about the video, but about the person who sent it. It was like a constant weight pressing on my chest. I started reaching out to people from college, even ones I hadn't spoken to in years. Most didn't answer. A few gave me vague responses. But then one girl, Kayla, messaged me back. We were never close, but we ran in the same circles. She said she'd heard someone had been digging into the past, asking around, looking for old stories about me. That's when it hit me. This wasn't random. Someone wanted to ruin what I had with Marcus. This wasn't about the video, it was about control. About dragging me back into a version of myself I'd grown out of. And maybe the scariest part was, it was actually working. I could see it happening. I was starting to doubt everything, my relationship, my friends, even my own decisions. It was like someone had planted this seed of shame and was watching it grow. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. I confronted Marcus. I asked him straight out, who sent it? Why now? He looked at me like he wanted to answer, but something stopped him. He said, if I tell you, things will only get worse. Worse than this? Worse than feeling like I'm being punished for something I barely remember? Then he walked out. No explanation. No closure. Just silence. And that's when I found it. A second message. Same number. No name. Just 5 words, that was only the beginning. I stared at the screen, my hands shaking. Whoever this was, they weren't finished. And I had no idea what was coming next. I stared at the message for what felt like hours. That was only the beginning. My heart pounded so loud I could barely think. My first thought was that whoever sent it was bluffing, just trying to scare me. But deep down, I knew they meant it. This wasn't over. They had more. Maybe more videos. Maybe more pieces of my past were ready to throw in my face. The next morning, I woke up to another blow. An anonymous email hit my inbox. No subject line. No message body. Just one attachment, a screenshot of a private conversation I had with my best friend months ago. Something deeply personal. Something I never shared with anyone else. I couldn't understand how anyone could have access to it. My phone had been acting strange lately, glitches, battery draining fast, but I thought nothing of it. Now I wasn't so sure. Whoever this was, they weren't just digging through my past. They were inside my present. Panic started to set in. This wasn't just about Marcus anymore. This was about someone trying to break me down piece by piece. To isolate me. To make me feel exposed. And it was working. I stopped replying to texts. I avoided calls. I even skipped work. Every time my phone buzzed, I felt sick. Because now I didn't know what was coming next, or who was watching. And then something happened that I didn't expect. I got a DM from a fake-looking account. No profile picture. Just a username I didn't recognize. They said one thing: you think Marcus is the victim. He's not. I read it over and over. The words burned into my brain. Was this all just someone coming for me, or was Marcus hiding something too? Suddenly, I didn't know who I could trust at all. I couldn't ignore that message. You think Marcus is the victim. He's not. My heart sank as I read it again. Everything I thought I knew about this situation flipped in that moment. For days, I'd been feeling like someone out there was targeting me, tearing my life apart from the shadows. But what if that shadow was Marcus himself? I needed answers, and I wasn't going to wait around for another anonymous message. I went to his place unannounced. He looked surprised, nervous even, but let me in. His energy was off, tense. I told him straight. I knew someone was sending these messages, leaking things from my past, and now hacking into my life. I demanded to know if he had anything to do with it. At first, he denied it. But I saw it in his face. The hesitation. The guilt. And then finally, he cracked. He admitted that the video had been sent to him anonymously, but not by a stranger. It came from his ex, Tasha. She and I had a brief falling out back in college, something petty at the time, but clearly, she hadn't let it go. She'd found the video, dug into my messages, and fed it all to Marcus to show him who I really was. But here's the real twist: Marcus didn't just find out. He'd known about the video for weeks. And instead of confronting me, he played along. He wanted to see if I'd ever bring it up. He wanted to test me. That broke me. He didn't trust me. He didn't defend me. He let me unravel while pretending he was the one who got hurt. I walked out without saying another word. I thought that was the end. But then, later that night, another message popped up from a new number. He wasn't the only one I sent it to. And just like that, I realized this wasn't over. Not even close. That final message hit harder than all the others. He wasn't the only one I sent it to. At that moment, I realized this was never just about Marcus. It was about control. About someone trying to own the story of my life by exposing a piece of my past I had long moved on from. I sat with that thought for a long time. Then something shifted in me. I was done being scared. Done waiting for the next message or hiding from what people might think. My past wasn't something to be ashamed of, It was something I grew from. So I made a choice. I took back my voice. I posted a short video, not explaining every detail, not giving power to the drama, but telling my truth. That I had a history, like anyone else. That I made mistakes, like everyone does. And that no one gets to define who I am now based on who I used to be. I didn't name names. I didn't point fingers. I just spoke from the heart. To my surprise, people responded with support. Not judgment. No shame. Even some old friends I hadn't heard from in years reached out to say they'd been through something similar. That's when I realized something important. People will try to use your past against you when they see you growing beyond it. That says more about them than it ever will about you. As for Marcus, we never spoke again. I blocked the number that kept sending messages, and I changed every password I had. I don't know if they'll ever try again, but I'm not afraid anymore. They can send the videos, the screenshots, the secrets. None of it controls me now. Because I know who I am. And no one gets to rewrite that, not for revenge, not for attention, and definitely not out of fear. That chapter is closed. And I'm finally writing the next one, on my own terms.